Hey guys and girls, I hope everybody's having an absolutely fantastic Sunday afternoon. I'm up here in the Sulphur National Park, Chickasaw National Park right now. Behind me is still a lot of destruction from the tornadoes this spring. As I look across the highway over there, I see lots of just concrete where there used to be buildings, but we're still a long way from cleaning up. Can't help but every time I look at the television, I see all the destruction that was done on the East Coast. I've talked to a lot of my buddies over there on the East Coast, Monty Spencer, Hank Parker, several others, and the devastation is just amazing. Dan Graff lost a couple of houses he had down there in Florida, completely flooded. And Monty lost his camper trailer, the campground where they had that camper trailer there at on the Neuse River. The whole campground is gone, the buildings, the tackle store, all the trailers. I think they found their camper trailer. They had a really nice camper trailer. I think they found it about 20 miles down the river. So America's got a great way to help people when they have situations like that. We had so many people help us here in Sulphur, Oklahoma from the tornado, but the devastation on the East Coast, there are people hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of miles apart that has the exact same type of devastation because of the severe flooding and the high winds. Just absolutely tore things up. And millions and millions of dollars have been donated. We're donating to Franklin Graham's Samaritan Purse. The Red Cross obviously is a good place to donate to. Many donation funds going on right now. A lot of people donating a tremendous amount of money. You know, $5 or $10 or $100 or $500 is a lot of money. But people at Dolly Parton, I saw where she was given $1 million of her own money plus $1 million from Dollywood. Those people are going to need lots and lots of help for a long time. Let's just don't forget them. Let's just don't let this be while it's on the news that we're donating and helping. But let's remember those people, because here we are many months later here at Sulphur, Oklahoma, and we're still cleaning up every day. You can see back behind me just a little bit of there's a creek running right behind me back there. On the other side of that creek is still complete devastation. The park looks really nice. They've done an incredible job here, but there's still a lot of devastation in this park. And remember those people, and when you pray, remember those people when you're writing a check, and you just write out a little check and send to Samaritan's Purse or to the Red Cross or to, I think Donald Trump has got a big fund that he's raised several $1 million. Many situations out there you can donate money to. I think several of the television networks have fundraising, and they're raising funds. Many of them, again, millions of dollars, but it's going to take many millions of dollars. So let's keep all those people in their prayer. You know, I spent last evening, I went over to First Baptist Church, Sherman, Texas, and thank you so much for all of you men and women that came over there, all you boys and girls. I had an absolutely fantastic evening with you. We had a great barbecue dinner. $10 for that barbecue dinner. You can't buy barbecue dinners anywhere for $10. You can't even go to have a burger at a fast food place for $10 anymore. So it's a great meal, great fellowship, a lot of great people. I enjoyed visiting with a lot of folks over there. We had a great event there in the church, a great song service, a beautiful music, fantastic praise song. We praised and worshiped God, and I got to speak and tell about what God's doing in my life. And you know, I'm always ready to tell about what God's doing in my life, because I serve a risen Savior. I serve a living God. I serve a God that is working in my life day by day. I've said it many times. You've heard me say it. I can't wait to see what God's going to do next. Some of the things that God's done this year has just been absolutely incredible. Yesterday was also an anniversary of sorts, 3.5 years since Chris had her stroke. 42 months, 3.5 years. I am actually surprised that Chris is not completely healed by now. I know God is healing Chris. I'm a little bit surprised that she has not, she's not walking, and she can't use her right arm. Her speech is pretty good most of the time. It's still not completely well, but she is so much better than she was, and she's alive. She's alive. I can remember 42 months ago getting that call from Sherry after I'd driven 646 miles. I was near Birmingham, Alabama, turning around the middle of the interstate, driving 646 miles back, 22.5 hours straight driving, talking to God for 646 miles. And I asked God one thing: keep her alive, keep her alive, keep her alive. First thing the doctor told me the next morning in my first conversation with him was she would probably never leave this hospital alive. He did not have God written on his name tag. Can't remember what his name was, but it didn't say G-O-D. It was not God. And I told him that wasn't his call. He didn't have God written on his name tag. That was God's call. And God has answered my prayers. He's answered the prayers of literally tens and thousands of y'all out there. And I just want to personally thank you for it, because here we are 42 months later. She's there with me at the ranch. She also told me she'd never go back to that ranch. She'd never go back to that ranch. Well, she lives at that ranch with me all the time right now. She's spending a few days here with Sherry as I entertain some friends of mine from up down at Lake Lanier. And then I've got a pretty busy week this week. We've got a lot of schedules coming up. I'll be at a show out in Las Vegas on Wednesday and Thursday of this week for Booyah Clean, boat cleaner. We'll be at a big land and sea show out there. I'll be along with my buddy Roland Martin will be out there also for, I think, on Wednesday. I'll be there Wednesday and Thursday as well. And we opened a Bass Pro Shop this week in Spring, Texas, which is north of Houston. We opened that Wednesday night. Had over 5,000 people show up. Absolutely great crowd. And we visited. We signed autographs until the store was completely closed. By the time we opened that store at 6:30 till it was closed, my buddy Roland Martin, Kevin Van Dam were there. Charlie Evans was there. Several other people. We had just the host of The Habit was there, television show, as well as some Houston Texan football players, retired football players, big guys. I'm telling you, they look like they could go out there and suit up right now, and I'm sure they could. But might have to take a little time for them to get in shape. But we had just a fantastic evening out there. We've opened several Bass Pro Shop stores. I thank the store there in Spring, Texas for y'all that came. Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming by and saying hi and visited. And we got pictures taken and signed autographs and stuff. I think that is the second largest Bass Pro Shop store in the nation. Roland told me somebody told him that, so I'm not sure if it's right, because my buddy Roland Martin is sometimes stretches the truth just a little bit. Mostly just talking about fish, but somebody told him it was the second largest. It is a huge store, big store. We got one more store to open up this year. It'll be down San Augustine, Florida, south of Jacksonville. I believe that's on November 20th. I'm not 100% sure, just in my mind without looking at my calendar. But it's on a Wednesday night, I think, November 20th, and we'll have a big, huge opening down there. Bill Dance is going to be there also. They told me Bill was going to be there along with Roland and I and several other people. Kevin will probably be there as well. Kevin is retired from tournament fishing and doing a television show now, and so he'll be able to be with us at a lot more of those Bass Pro Shop openings. He's a giant Bass Pro Shop promoter, just like I've been all the time that Johnny's been doing Bass Pro Shop. And Kevin has never run anything but a nitro boat all of his fishing career. I've never run anything but a Ranger. So we are pretty loyal to those people, and those people have been pretty loyal to us. Obviously, Johnny Morse now owns Ranger Boat Company as well as Nitro. So I run a Tracker aluminum boat, and I'm sure Kevin's got a Tracker aluminum boat or two as well. But we'll be there. We'll be there November 20th. That store opening ceremony starts at 6 o'clock sharp. And the store gets open about 20 or 30 minutes after that. I IMC those openings, so we're going to have a lot of fun. It's going to be a great opening, and we raise a lot of money for conservation. We don't call those grand openings. We call them evenings of conservation. Evenings of conservation because, I don't know the exact percentage, but 10, 15, 20% of all the money that's spent there that night will go into conservation in that area, in that San Augustine area, just like all the money that we raised. And a lot of money we raise down in Spring, Texas goes into helping make fishing and hunting better in that area. Conservation, an evening of conservation. Johnny Morris, the founder of Bass Pro Shop, and now it's owns Cabela's as well, and White River Marine, which is the largest marine group in anywhere in the world. He lives his whole life thinking about conservation. He wakes up every day thinking about how to make fishing and hunting better for all of us, for himself, for his kids, his grandkids, he's donated. He's the greatest conservationist of all time. Donated more money to conservation, raised more money, got the government to pitch in more money than anybody in the history of our country. The number one conservationist in the history of the country, and is Johnny Morris, the founder of Bass Pro Shop. So when you shop at Bass Pro Shop, and particularly when you're there on those evening conservations, a lot of what you spend goes into making fishing and hunting better here in the United States. So that's absolutely fantastic. We got a busy month this month. We've got, like I said, quite a few personal appearances coming up. We'll be telling you about them. Got one more church to go to this month for an appearance. We'll be at Whitesboro. That's right, Whitesboro, Texas, which is not too far south of Sherman. We'll be there on, I believe that is I think it's the last Sunday evening of the month. I want to think maybe something like the 27th. I'm not sure. But you contact Whitesboro Baptist Church. They're having a big wild game feast. We'll be eating all kinds of wild game, as well as a big catfish fry there also. So it's going to be a fantastic evening. great food, great fellowship, great music, great everything, and we're going to have a lot of fun. Some of y'all that were with us last night at First Baptist Sherman, you're welcome to come down there to that one also. It's not very far away. If you're anywhere within 2 or 3 hours of Whitesboro, Texas, that's on Highway, I think that's Highway 82 between Sherman, Texas and Gainesville. And I've been through Whitesboro many times. A great little town right there on a tremendous lake, and it's just we're going to have a great fellowship there at First Baptist Church. And I think that is the last Sunday evening. I think the event starts about 4 o'clock in the evening. I'll probably be speaking around 6 or 7, but just plan your Sunday evening. There with us, and it's going to be absolutely fantastic. It'll be a great time, I promise you. The weather is just remaining summertime in Oklahoma. It was 96 degrees yesterday, 96 degrees. It's already about 85 or 90 out here, and I just got out of church on a Sunday morning, and we have no rain forecast the next 15 days. We have no rain. We had 0.2 of an inch of rain twice on the north side of our Twin Eagle Ranch. We had another 0.8 one time, so we had 1.2 inches down where my house is, but 2 miles up by the front gate, we only had 2 rains of 0.2 each. And we had an 0.8, a 0.2, and 0.2 at the house. We had a little bit more than there in the yard, but up where we're doing some tests with waterless garden, humus soil, with some watermelon seeds we planted, and we're growing everything. Everything else is just popping up out of the ground. Just where we planted the waterless garden. You can be able to buy that product here pretty soon. It's getting very close to being on the market, and it's going to be a product that absolutely changes the world. I'm so excited about that product. It's amazing. And farmers will be using it, growing better crops, and people will be using it on their gardens, their lawns, be using it in apartment buildings and plants and flowers that you have in your apartment building, and it's just amazing what it does. It's amazing. And you can check with our other videos that we have on social media, on Facebook and YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and you'll see some of the things that we're doing with waterless garden. But it's just an amazing product. My new tracker boat is ready. We'll be doing a video on that tracker boat sometime pretty soon, doing a walkthrough with that. It's a beautiful boat, a beautiful tracker 195 with a 150 Mercury. Now, while we're mentioning Mercury, by the way, we start a new Give a Mercury Away contest tomorrow. That's right, tomorrow, Monday, which is, what will that be, October 7? And it's a challenge between Bill Dance, Hank Parker, and myself. 3 of the legendary Mercury fishermen that we fished Mercury all of our life, and we've been running Mercury engines forever. But we will be giving away a Mercury up to 300 horsepower. You win a Mercury of your choice up to 300 horsepower, over a $32,000 value. We'll be having little icons on all of our videos that we have on social media, as well as running some commercials on our television show telling about this contest. We'll have a little video tomorrow, tell you a little bit about it. And there's a QR code on there, and you can enter through that QR code. And here's the deal. We got a big competition between the 3 of us. And the 2 losers, whoever finishes second and third in this contest, gets a pie in their face at the Bassmaster Classic next year. Plus, they have to wear a T-shirt or something, or dress up like whomever the winner is. They wear a T-shirt with their picture on it saying, "This is the #1 legend. This is the #1 legend." So I definitely want to finish in front of Bill Dance and Hank Parker on that. Doesn't matter about anybody else, because there's only 3 of us in the contest. I would like for them to be second and third. Don't matter what order that's in. And the Mercury is going to figure that by who all gets the most inquiries into that, who all gets the most entries. So we want all of our people on social media, all of our people watching Jimmy Houston Outdoors Television, to click onto that QR code and enter to win a Mercury motor. I mean, for crying out loud, everybody ought to enter that anyway, because that's absolutely an incredible prize, up to a 300 horsepower. And includes all the rigging and controls and everything that goes with it. So it's an incredible prize to win. The contest will start tomorrow, and it will run clear up until about the end of March, I believe, and we'll be culminating that at the Bassmaster Classic. Our preacher this morning preached on joy, preached on rededicating your life to Jesus. Many of us were saved when we were really young. I got saved at the age 12 years old, and that's been a long time ago. I have rededicated my life to God many times over the years. When you get saved, you only get saved one time. But as you have a tendency as a Christian, I know I have a tendency, everybody does, as we get involved in the world out here, to drift away at times from God, to not be as close as we need to be. And it always helps just to ask God to just tell Him, I want to rededicate my life to You. I want to live closer to You. You need to help me bring me closer to You in my life on a daily basis. And I do that a lot. Forgive me of my sins. You know, when you get saved, you don't quit sinning. It'd be good if we did, but we don't quit sinning, and so we need to rededicate our life, continually ask God to forgive us of our sins, because Jesus' blood on that cross paid for all the sins we committed in the past, all the sins we will commit today, all the sins we'll commit in the future. One salvation saves you forever, and God will take us to heaven with Him. When we close our eyes, and I've always believed this is what will happen, when I close my eyes for the last time here on earth, when I open them, I'll be looking into the eyes of Jesus. What a glorious, glorious, rewarding day that will be. But our preacher preached about joy also. He talked about joy. Joy is mentioned, I don't know how many times in the Bible, thousands of times. And anybody that ought to be full of joy, it's a saved, born-again Christian ought to be full of joy. Don't let anybody steal your joy. Don't let any circumstances, don't let sickness or death or anything steal your joy. Steal your joy. You should have joy every single day just because you're a child of God. God has chosen you to be His son or daughter. He's chosen you to be His son or daughter. So whatever circumstances you have in life, just remember, you are a child of the Most High God. You are a child of God Almighty. The guy that hung the moon and stars, the guy that just put that cloud over the sun right now, so I'd be a little cooler standing out here, nice little breeze coming off. I'm standing here by the fountain of sulfur in Chickasaw National Park in Sulphur, Oklahoma, and that sulfur water stinks. It really smells bad. It's standing right here. Can y'all smell that? That's not me you're smelling. That's the sulfur water coming out of that fountain. Beautiful fountain, by the way. And people come here just to smell that nasty smelling water. And they thank God that their water at home doesn't smell like that. But anyway, what do I got? Oh, that's it. Yeah, I thought that was a spider crawling on me. I hate spiders. I hate spiders. I hate spiders. I hate stinging scorpions. I don't mind rattlesnakes and copperheads. I hate spiders. I hate spiders and scorpions. I hate them both. Thought that was a black spider crawling on me there. It just bugged me when it did. But keep your joy no matter what. Keep your joy no matter what. When you feel like you're losing your joy, hit your knees, start talking to God. Tell Him to give you joy back, the joy that you have by being one of His children, and He'll give you that joy back. Guys and girls, have you a great weekend out there. Have you a great week coming up. We've got 7 or 8 personal appearances the first 10 or 15 days of October. Then we're going to get to filming some more television shows for next year out of that new boat. Wrapped for Sustainable Green Team, the makers of Waterless Garden, Waterless Lawn, Deer Soil, Humus Soil, 7 or 8 different products made out of that one product. It's going to revolutionize the world. Absolutely, they'll be able to grow, they are growing, gardens in the desert. An amazing, amazing product. It's so proud to be with them. So excited about helping people have better gardens, have better lawns, helping farmers produce more corn and soybeans and wheat and so forth, growing better fruits and vegetables, bigger fruits and vegetables, and restoring the land that God created, the land that God created. And we want to be part of the solution, not part of the problem, and that's exactly what happened when I got involved with this company. So have you a great week out there. Do not let anybody steal your joy. Do not let circumstances steal your joy. Keep a smile on your face. Treat everybody like they're special, because they are. And remember, I sure do love you.